Moment of truth.
Ooh.
There we go. We should be live now.
Everybody live?
Their YouTube immediately.
Oh, wait. I really had to pick my nose. Are we live, though?
Keep digging. Keep digging. There we go. I got ourselves a notification. And so, yeah, what I'll do, once we kind of make sure everything's 100% rolling here, I'll do like a starting spiel for the Off Camber Live thing so that the boys on the other end know when to cut it for iTunes. Gonna get the chat up here. All right. Ooh, yeah. Getting some comments in already. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is great. I'm honestly just going to dive right into it so we can get rolling. The tricky thing with this is that I feel like I have no idea whether my amount of questions will be an hour or 2 hours or like 15 minutes. So we'll just we'll figure it out as we go along. So I'm going to read this.
I guarantee you we can make it whatever we need it to be.
Yeah.
We've got enough of us here.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Off Camber Live show. For anyone new to the program, Off Camber Live, it's put together by a group of us YouTube mountain bikers every single week, every single Sunday. We try to do it. And the presenter changes every single week. So this week it's me. It's my first time, actually, which is sweet. So every week it changes channel, but it's always the same topic, which is obviously mountain biking. So my name's Ryan, and I'm from the Loam Ranger channel, as you guys probably know. And this week is all about upping the fun factor. And so that can mean a whole bunch of different things. And we brought together a crack team for this. When I first thought of this idea, when I first thought about this idea of upping the fun factor, I knew I had to invite the master of Stoke, which is Alex from the Single Track Sampler.
Hey,
if you want to
what's up,
introduce
guys?
you and your channel a little bit.
What's up? I'm Alex. My channel is the Single Track Sampler. I live out of my car, travel the country, and mountain bike, ride new trails, meet new people, and have a good time while doing it. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. And next we got Eric from BCPOV.
Hey, I'm Eric from BCPOV. I'm up in BC, and I do a lot of riding here. And yeah, we got rad trails, and everybody should ride here at least one time in their life.
And your voice sounds normal today.
Yeah, and I'm not chipmunk.
All right, and then we got Wayne from Ride Rate Review.
Yeah, I'm Wayne. I am a South African YouTuber. I have a channel called Ride Rate Review, and I travel and ride different trails everywhere.
Speaking of which, where are you right now?
I am in Chiang Mai in Thailand.
No, you are not.
Yeah, I am. Wait, you want to see?
That place is supposed to be like so cool to ride in, dude.
Oh, bro, it is so good. Yeah, I've only been for one ride so far. Here we go. Welcome to Chiang Mai. Woo!
Awesome, man.
Wayne, do you know any of the Loose Riders Coalition guys by any chance? They've got a good group there.
I am going to be riding with some of them tomorrow. Actually,
that's so sick.
That's really cool.
So there's like there is a group called X Biking. They do a tour group here. It's a touring company, so they take a bunch of riders out up onto the mountains there, and they shuttle you up and show you the trails here. And they've got a bike park with an airbag, a Loose Riders airbag. So it looks pretty sweet.
Are you going to practice on it?
I am going to try. First time on the airbag. So it should be good.
So double backflip right away?
Oh, probably. Maybe I'm going to go for the triple. I'm going to go big.
Yeah, just straight off the bat, first run. Good. Can't wait to see the GoPro footage. All right. So again, this is all about upping the fun factor. I'm really pumped to be doing with you guys. So I'm going to start off with a question for each of you. I know it's going to be a hard one, so I'll go first to give you guys a little bit of time to think about it. But to start, I want to ask each of you guys, which ride did you have the most fun on, let's say within the last year? And what made it the most fun ride that you could think of? Did anything specific happen that made it extra fun? So yeah, hard question. I had to think about it for a good 15, 20 minutes today. But the one that kept popping up in my mind, it kind of surprised me really. But for me, it was a ride that I did in Squamish this past year with, it was a guided ride with Ride BC. And most of that ride, I was absolutely scared for my life. It was terrifying because I was doing some things that I have never done before. I was pushing my limits, but it was like the quick moments in between the being terrified where I actually did the crazy rock roll or the super gnarly descent through all the roots and the rocks. It was those little moments that actually stand out over everything else. And like the overall ride experience was like so much fun. And that's what I think of when I think of my favorite ride of the last year. How about you guys?
That is a tough question.
Oh, should I go?
Go.
Yeah, I think the one ride that sticks out for me was last long weekend in July. Bunch of buddies and I, we just spent the whole weekend, just guys weekend riding, and we went out to Pemberton and rode Jack the Ripper. And that's like on Trail Forks, it's like a pro line. But I was feeling so good that day. I pretty much rode everything on the trail and just so stoked after that. And then after that, that was just like the first day. And after that, we rode Whistler and Squamish the days after. And it was just such an awesome dry weekend.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
I'd say, man, I'm just so lucky to have so many freaking awesome rides over the past year. I can definitely say that, like, I think I know what makes the really good ride, because I've been thinking about which one, and the common theme on all of them is like great people, riding with awesome people. Yeah. And, whether it's like you planned it or you met them out there, that's definitely what makes a really great ride for me, I think. So I'm thinking about one in particular. I went to Windrock. Seth and I drove. We left Asheville because it was raining for like a week, and we both needed to film. So we drove 3.5 hours to Windrock in Tennessee just for the day of riding. And they were having there was something going on there. Like there was more people there than normal, including like the two guys that own it, Nico and Sean. And it was just such a ruckus good time. Everyone, first of all, it was freezing. I think the other thing that makes for a really great ride is adverse conditions. Like you said, it's like when things don't go as planned, sometimes it can suck and whatever, but like when you think back on it, it makes the adventure, and it makes it that much better. So it was freezing, first of all, that day. And it actually was snowing. So we had a fire pit at the bottom, and the goal was just like get back to the bottom in the fire pit. You'll be all right. But like the whole shuttle up with the wind, you're dying. You can't feel anything. So like that definitely made it, added like the extra elements. And then on top of that, that was the first day that I rode that horse face trail. So like I was just giddy like a little schoolboy, because I was really stoked that I did this trail that I had seen previously and never thought I would give a shot. And I did it. And then I did it again and again. Like I just loved it. We had so much fun. And
I really want to ride that trail.
Dude, it is so gnarly. It's just dumb. It is silly. You can't do it. You're just laughing the whole way down because you're like, wow, it's just ridiculous that I'm doing this right now. So yeah, everyone was pretty much in that same spirit. A lot of laughter, a lot of people of all different skill levels, no judgment, just everyone out having a good time riding their bikes, and everyone shared a beer afterwards. So it doesn't get much better.
That's cool. Yeah, like adverse conditions, it kind of like rallies everybody together in like there's like one more layer of like everybody being together, having a good time, right? Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
How about Wayne?
Sweet. So I would usually say riding with friends would be like the best one, but I must say that like 2 days ago I went up here and had such a good time on my own, and it's so fresh in my memory, so that's got to be the one. So I cruised up. It's like a 14-kilometer ride up the mountain on the road. But on the way up, I like passed like 4 Buddhist monks, and they stopped me, and then they wanted to chat, and like they only speak Thai. So I'm like standing there, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys saying? It's like I don't understand them, and they don't understand me. And then I'm like, okay, I just bailed and I just left them. And I just cruised up, and my karma points like went straight down from there. Like,
they're probably trying to tell you like, Wayne, watch out, right ahead. There's this like tiger.
No, I think it was on Saturday. So I think on Saturdays they come down for donations. They carry these pots, and then the people give them like donations and give them food and stuff. And I think they were asking me for food, but like I've only got water on my back, so I can't really give them that. And I didn't really figure it out until further on up the mountain, where I saw people giving them food inside these bowls that they carry. So I'm cruising up the mountain, and you pass about 2 temples on the way up. And it's just such a good ride, riding the road up there. It's like 14-kilometer ride up. And then you drop into the bamboo trail, which, man, this trail is so good. It is like jungle fever. Like, it's so crazy down there. it's fast, and currently it's quite dry here. So it's winter, or what? It should be spring now, actually. So it's been winter, and they don't get winter rain here. They get summer rain. So the trails are really, really dry and dusty, but it's hard packed. So you get extreme speed going down there. And riding it blind for the first time alone, it just upped that fun factor, because you've got that danger. You've got that danger factor as well. So you don't know what can go wrong. You could die up on the mountain, and no one can find you. So that just ups my fun factor like dramatically.
You only ever get to ride a trail blind once. One time ever. It's a very special thing.
Yeah. You have to take time to find yourself and ride alone, because like I find like riding a lot with people, sometimes it's cool and all, and it's fun, but I just got to get like some serenity by riding alone.
I think it's important to mix it up. I agree. Like I definitely appreciate both for the different aspects that they offer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like that reminded me of a video that you did, Alex. Very different from all of your other vids. You were at some resort.
Solitude one, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. And you could definitely feel that in it for sure. And that's like, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, not a lot of people actually watched that video. So I was surprised when you knew it.
No,
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had no talking at all.
Yeah, it's true. And like, fun can be in many different forms. Like the trails around my house, they're good if you like punchy XC stuff, but I go out there midday and I'm just like, there's this one crest when I'm kind of up in the river valley and there's just trees all around me. I just always stop at the same exact spot and I love it. Just that silence. Even though I'm in the middle of a city, it's dead silent in there. I'm by myself. It's an awesome experience for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Good answers, boys. All right. So next question. We're talking about the ride itself, but what can be done before the ride to help maximize the fun had during the ride? So whether that's having to do with gear or any other kind of prep.
Well, according to the adverse conditions make for more epic rides, don't do anything. Don't be prepared. Don't bring anything. Just put your camelback down. You don't need that.
Yeah.
Keep your expectations low.
I like that one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Here's another one. Go to the toilet before you ride.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Never go out with a loaded gun.
Oh my gosh, he's so right.
Unless you want to set a really fast Strava time, though. Like if you need to get from point A to point B as fast as possible, do the racehorse thing.
What's riding like in South Africa? If you need a loaded gun.
Oh, dude, yeah. There you gotta like ride with it. You have to ride with people. Like in a lot of areas, there's a hot zone, so there's bike jackings that happen. So in the hot zones, you have to ride with a group of like 5 people.
Yeah, you didn't know you were opening a can of worms. He ain't kidding.
No, for sure. It's like that. But a lot of our trails are safe. But we do have hot zones like the public areas and the national parks. Like some of those zones are like hotspots. So we've got vagrants there and people that just causing trouble.
I feel like almost this question is like more of a what should you not do? So I will say, and I'll probably catch a ton of flack for this one, but some of my favorite rides are rides that I went out with no plan. I didn't know exactly where I was going. I had never ridden that place before, and I was just, on my own. Now, every time I do that, of course, I have GPS. I have a way to find my way out if I need to. I opt not to look at it most of the time. I have food. I have water. I've got all the backups to take care of my bike. So, like, that's something I think would fall into this. Make sure you can take care of the mechanicals that often happen. But as far as things
like a lot of prep going on here.
As far as the things to not do, I think that for me personally, I like to go out with a loose plan and kind of making an adventure personally.
Yeah, and I think like on the kind of vibe of the podcast, just traveling to go ride your bike is awesome. Like going somewhere you've never ridden before is like one of my favorite things to do. And everything's a little bit different every place you go. So you just, you learn a new thing and you get some experience and have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think more along the lines of what you were looking for. It's something that's kind of like, the low expectations, is just to be willing to go with the flow. Because if you set out with the idea that everything, like, exactly what you want to do and you need to do exactly that, or the ride is going to suck, then most of your rides are going to suck. Because, more often than not, rides don't go according to plan. And if you can accept that, you're going to have a better time, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And nobody likes the guy that's complaining.
Yeah.
Right. Totally puts a damper on the whole thing.
Oh my God. I totally forgot to adjust my tire pressure. I've got 26. I meant to have 28. This sucks. This is terrible. What a bad day.
Well, and along those lines, this is something that's been top of my head for the last little while, because I've done 3 trips this winter, and in between those 3 trips, there's about 6 weeks between each. And within those 6 weeks, I get like really out of shape, and all of a sudden I show up somewhere and I have to go and climb 10,000 feet over 3 days or whatever. Yeah. And so being as fit as you can, or ride ready, oh man, that can change your entire ride like crazy.
You're
like,
so right.
This is the biggest thing. And like, this is what I've always loved about biking, is that when I first got back into it again a few years back, I would hit a trail and I would know that this feature up here, it would be so much fun and there'd be so much flow, but my legs can't do it. I don't have any more power. And so like, what a good kick in the butt to go and keep doing it and get stronger and get stronger lungs even, so that the next time you hit it, you can hit it at full speed and actually, clear the transfer or do whatever you need to do. Such a big thing. And especially for like people that go and travel and ride for short periods of time, man, it's so important to have at least a little bit of base fitness, which I totally failed on this winter.
Yo, dude, I'm failing at it too. I think it's going to be a rough spring, but you're so right. The more fit you are, the more you can focus on the ride, and less you focus on how much pain you're in.
Yeah, totally. Well, not just that. You're also able. It's a lot safer as well, because if you are bonked on your descent, dude, and you bail, you're not gonna have a fun ride, huh?
Yeah. That's for sure.
Totally.
And the better in shape you are, the higher you can climb, so the more downhill you get.
Yeah, exactly. And for people that are just starting out, like you're not going to be awesome right away, but just keep in mind that the better you get, it's just going to get better and better and better.
Yeah. I think it goes hand in hand with skills. It's like both those two things, the more fit you are, the more fun it gets, and the better you get, like with bike skills. The more you learn of bike skills, the more fun every trail becomes, because you're unlocking all these possibilities. The trail opens up in new and creative ways when you learn new bike skills. So I was
just going to say that. And that's a big thing, like the whole unlocking new parts of the trail. That's the perfect way to put it. The one thing I think of when I think about that, there's this one trail at Kicking Horse Mountain in BC. And it was called Swamp Donkey. And I went and hit it the first time, and you're just kind of rolling through it almost, and you can see how awesome it could be. And then finally that one time I've unlocked enough speed and like willingness to go over these jumps, and the whole thing was like a totally different trail. It was so amazing. And that happens on pretty much every trail. And on that, there was a really interesting article that I just read from NSMB, and do more skills equal more fun for everybody?
Oh, absolutely.
So they were saying, like, does Brandon Semenuk have more fun than you? Yes or no?
That's an interesting question. Yeah.
I think there's diminishing returns, but I think overall the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think in mountain biking,
not to the Brandon Semenuk one, but like earlier, the other question.
When you watch him, he like looks so serious and like in his own head. Like you have to wonder whether he's actually having fun. Like,
have you ever watched that show Life Behind Bars? I
have. Yeah.
Totally so I mean, he is extremely serious, but he's also like he gets mad nervous. He gets like insane performance anxiety before these, and he like is very hard on himself. But in the end, he's the best, and he sticks it. He like steps up to the plate. But I mean, knowing that alone, I'd say Brandon Semenuk doesn't have more fun than the rest of us. But
more pressure.
Yeah. True. But I do think, learning how to bunny hop, like I think that there's definitely like a first set of skills. Like once I learned how to corner, because being able to corner is how you link a trail together. I never knew what flow was until I figured out how to corner, and I could link one piece of trail to another with carrying speed. And then it just got accentuated when I learned how to pump. And then when I learned how to jump, it was like, oh my God, mountain biking. It's like, you know,
everything becomes a jump, right?
Yeah.
Totally, man. I am dedicating this entire season to learning how to corner better. That is like the total key. And I'm like maybe a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 of where I could be. And so on my last trip, Santa Cruz, I spent a whole bunch of time, and I actually made a separate video that I'm going to release with Alex Chamberlain, because that guy can freaking corner. Yeah. All about cornering and just trying to get tips. And I want to do that all year long. Talk to everybody who's better than me, get every tip I can. Because man, if you can get through that corner twice as fast, like it saves on everything, leg power, everything. Like the jumps get better, everything's better. Totally. Way more fun.
So important. Most underrated skill there is, I'd say. Everyone wants to learn how to jump. Everyone should be wondering how to corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is there anything else as far as maybe like gear or something that you guys always do or always think of to, like, you say to yourself, okay, I got to make sure I do this in the event.
Bring a beer for the top. I mean, if I'm on like a solo relaxed like soul ride, I'll bring a beer for it. And it's one of those ones that's like climb, down. I'll bring a beer so I can like hop off the bike and just hang out at the summit by myself and enjoy nature for a while. Or even if it's just like a snack, just something that gets me to get off the bike and enjoy the peaceful surroundings for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But everybody should definitely pack their bag with its spare tube, pump, and all that stuff.
All right, way to be responsible. You got it.
For sure. Definitely.
You don't want to be that guy. All right. So speaking of bikes, so here's another question for you guys. What makes a fun bike? And I'll elaborate on that. Generally, you hear people saying, especially, you know, if you look at the pink bike comments or whatever, which is always a dangerous place, but people saying, you know, a shorter or a poppier bike will be more fun, or like a 29er bike is a race bike and 27.5 is for playing around and having fun and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So is that the case, do you think? Or because here's what I get from that. So for me, I have the most fun when I'm going max speed down the trail. I love just like those ultra fast bench cut trails that you just like pin it, 100% pin it. You can cut the corners, all that sort of stuff. Like the more of a straight of a line dragster kind of thing, the more fun I'm having. And so Jill Kittner, in this one video that I watched of her, she said it really well, because she was surrounded by a bunch of other people saying, oh no, 27.5 is so much more fun. But she said, well, but what if winning races is what's fun for you? Or what if going the fastest and beating all you guys is what's most fun? So I thought that was really interesting. And I feel like I don't hear that very often. But like, what do you guys think? What makes up a fun bike for you?
To be a little philosophical about it, it's the bike you have right now, right? Like that's the bike you can have the most fun on. But yeah, like you said, it's so personal. If you want a poppy short bike, then go buy a poppy short bike. If you want to go fast, buy a super long pole, for example.
Yeah, I think that question is extremely subjective. It's everyone is going to have their own opinion, and that, you know, the fact that girl's answer was different than you would have expected just exemplifies that, you know, like you want to go straight and you want to go insanely fast. She wants to win races. She's insanely competitive. Me, I just want to have fun. I want to pop off stuff. I want to be on a trail that zigs and zags and winds and has all these fun little nooks and crannies that I can figure out different things to do on. And, you know, maybe some features that scare the hell out of me. Like that's what has, you know, is a fun trail to me. And so the bike that does really well on that tends to be like shorter travel 20s, like trail bikes. You know, that's one of the reasons that I'm trying out the 5C right now. It's shorter travel, shorter, like I even downsized the frame from my Enduro, which is a 160 bike. Now I'm on a 150, 135 bike. And so shorter travel and a medium and a smaller frame. So I'm like, I feel like I can move this bike around, and I kind of, you know, I like to think that I'm dancing down the trail. That's what's fun to me, is dancing.
Yeah. I feel like the whole like short travel trail bike, shortish travel trail bike is kind of like hit a sweet spot now. Like now that they've combined that shorter travel with good geometry, those things can just go anywhere. Like they're amazing and they're efficient, and yet they can take a serious beating at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I rode that thing at Windrock.
Oh, nice.
For instance, and in the rain at Windrock, like it was like super sketchy. But yeah, you know, it's teach their own, and I think that's an important thing to acknowledge too, that everyone can have different opinions.
So on that, what is your opinion? What's the funnest bike that you've had, Eric?
The most fun bike that we've ever had, like specifically bike.
Sure. Yes.
That's a totally different question. I feel like I'd have to think about it.
I really loved my Nomad 3 when I had it. I had a Santa Cruz Nomad 3, and it was, I don't know.
Is that the world changing Nomad? Is that year?
2013. It was the one that came in teal and pink.
Yeah. That's the one that everyone went crazy over.
Yeah, that was like it's fairly modern for its time, like long and slack and that kind of thing. So, and it never broke on me, which was a big plus. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Wayne?
Oh man, I've ridden so many bikes. I would say the most fun I've had was probably on my HD3, but that's because I've ridden more trails with it. I've got the HD4 now, and still trying to get used to it. It's more capable bike, but like for me, like a fun bike is one of those bikes, like it's easy to steer, easy to control, but yet still like sometimes getting out of control and making it after you're out of control and rectifying that mistake you made. That's fun for me. So it's like being out of control is like kind of fun for me until I fall, and then it's just shit. But like, yeah, so I had a lot of fun on my HD3. Yeah, I think that was my most fun bike. But it also depends on the trails that you're riding. Like if you're going to be riding XC bikes, it's going to be a shit bike. If you're then I'll rather take something like a short travel 29er, you know. 29ers are huge in South Africa, man. Oh, dude, like the whole cross country thing there is just
yeah. Well, and you guys have those big epic races there too, right? Like it's a lot of XC stuff going on.
Race.
I think the epic is now in like a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah. The Cape Epic starts. It's like what these guys are pushing like 120 kilometers a day for 7 days straight, and it's gonna be like 30 degrees Celsius there while they're riding. So,
wow,
yeah,
crazy. And you mentioned before, like, you know, it's fun until you crash. But let's be honest, like a lot of the times crashes are pretty hilarious and fun too, right? Like we've all crashed how many times each, and yet we're all still here. We're all live to tell the tale. And most of the time when there's no serious injuries, it's just like a good laugh too, right? It just adds to it.
Yeah, for sure. Until you break something, and then it's just bad.
Yeah, I always say, like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I feel like going for a ride. It's kind of shitty out or whatever. But every time I go, unless I injure myself, I'm always glad I went for a ride.
Yeah, agreed.
But that's a good thing. How do you guys you guys have got snow up there? So how do you find it fun to ride in the snow, or
as long as it's not too deep?
Really?
If it's not too deep, then it's like it's actually pretty fun, and it helps you with your bike skills because you got to really, you know, move on the bike just to keep it going in the direction you want it to go. But if it's too deep, then it almost becomes impossible, especially on like normal bike. Maybe on a fat bike is better, but I've never ridden those.
And how do you psych yourself up to get the courage to go outside in like the minuses? Because that must be something.
That's a question for Ryan, I think.
Yeah, no, Eric doesn't really know winter. He lives on the coast of BC. I'm in the prairies of Alberta over here. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that you have to dress for the ride. And so when you first go outside, I even think Brian talked about this because when he was in riding Quebec, you have to be okay with being cold for the first 5 minutes. And then after that, you are like super hot and super sweaty because your body just, you know, the temperature rises.
Body's a furnace.
Exactly. And like you almost just need to wear like a windbreaker and like one layer of like sweat wicking material. And you're like good up to like -20, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But it is something like, sometimes you just do not want to go out there.
I think that's the hardest. Obviously the hardest step is just making the decision to do it, getting like taking the first steps out. Because once you're out in it and you're nasty, it's like whatever. It's already happened. Might as well go have some fun. You know
exactly. Well, when Texas shut down, when I went to Texas and was staying at Trail Features place on the Monday that or Tuesday when I was supposed to be flying out, Texas got shut down, or at least Austin did, because of a snow and ice storm. Literally everything was shut down. All schools, all government buildings, the buses were shut down, and there was like a little skiff.
Doesn't handle that type of thing well.
Yeah.
No, and there was a little bit of ice on things, but it was laughable, like compared to what I'm used to. But it was chilly, and so we could have just stayed in and been like, yeah, let's just like have a beer and do that. But we dragged ourselves outside and went down the Hill of Life, which was like a super like awesome fun trail.
That's the perfect name for that.
Yeah, I remember you talking about the ice that you were seeing on the rocks on that one.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And so like, yeah, you just have to get out there and good things will happen 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So let's see here. I opened up to questions to my Patreon subscribers, and I've got one here. And it kind of sounds like we've answered it already, but maybe something new will come out of it. Is there anything specifically you do before or during a ride that increases the amount of fun you'll have? For example, jibbing around the parking lot before the ride starts. Is there anything that like amps you guys up for a ride or anything?
I do have a new fresh look at, or a fresh idea for that answer. Something that I always do that not many people that I know do, and that I always have to like remind myself to carve out time for, is to stretch.
I knew you were going to say that.
I always stretch. I always stretch. No one else that I know does, and I always make everyone stop and wait for me, because like it is like a make or break for my ride personally. If I do not stretch, my body does not perform like it should. My muscles aren't loose, and like something will get tight or something will get pulled, and I will not have as good of a ride as I would have otherwise. So like that's like I am dead set on stretching before rides.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm the exact same way, and I'm that annoying person that's holding everybody up. Like a couple of days ago, MTB Flow Rider, he's like, "Are you all right? Like, is everything okay?" As I'm stretching out my legs and like my shoulders and crap. I'm like, "No, dude, I have to do this. If I don't do this now, I'm not gonna last the whole ride, and I'll just feel so better. You gotta stretch. So important.
Can I make a suggestion?
No.
Show up 5 minutes early and do your stretches.
Well, so here's
you got to warm up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's my thing: is I need to pedal. I need to like start up. What I normally do is I start up the mountain, 15 minutes. I stop and then I stretch that. So maybe I should just get faster and pull ahead of everyone, and then. But what I've kind of just fallen into is just simply trying to encourage everyone else to do the same and start a habit of it. But that does not work. That normally doesn't work.
Sounds like a video.
Yeah.
I've already made a stretching video.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
With Brian.
Yeah, I think you got the funny knee thing that you do. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I gotta get the knees warm. Like that's one of the things that I will feel no matter what. My knees will lock up. Old man problems.
Do you do the little like knee dance where you like rotate your knees around and around? Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Yeah, I've had surgeries on both knees from years of playing soccer. So like, and I've got like a couple screws in there too. So if I don't loosen my knees up, it's bad.
Yeah, it's always a crowd pleaser too.
Yeah, everyone gets a kick out of it. It's pretty funny.
All right. So and I was gonna say, and then add to that, because we're all like YouTuber gimbal dorks. Who coined that term, gimbal dork? By the way, I love it. I use it all the time.
That's great, gimbal dork.
The first time I heard it was you, in Whistler when we met that one time. That's the first time I heard it, Ryan.
I feel like Brian said it first, so I'm sure he did.
That sounds like something Brian would say.
Yeah, I think so. So YouTuber
self-anointed.
We've got all the gear. We've got expectations, both say from our viewers and from what we put on ourselves. And I want to know how it's been for you guys to kind of add that extra element into your rides. And has it hindered the fun in any significant way, or has it changed the way you have fun on a ride? What do you think, Wayne?
So,
okay.
So for me, a big part of it was getting my wife into riding and getting her stoked on it. And she hated climbing. And we'd go climbing. She'd be like complaining about it or whatever. And eventually I figured out that she really likes cake. So I'd bribe her with cake. Like, if you can beat the Strava time, I'll buy you a cake.
You did not.
I did.
That's awesome.
and I've given her like 4 or 5 cakes now. Like, she's doing MC races and stuff. Like, and she's now she likes climbing, and she's like, I just want to go climb. I need some exercise, and then I don't need to do the downhill. I just want to climb. So
no,
it's totally she's completely flipped, and
she's gone too far.
She's got too much cake.
Too much cake, dude. Too much cake.
She really loves cake. But
Oh my gosh, that's
I'm
funny.
like, I'll buy you a cake if you do that Strava segment, and she totally does it. So yeah,
all right,
they're nice cakes too. They're like $40 cakes.
Yeah, I totally forgot what the question was now. What was it?
Yeah. All this talk of cake. Makes me hungry. Makes me hungry, man.
Getting my wife to into riding, and that was I don't know, it helped me out as well, just because I want to ride with my wife, and now she's an awesome rider. So yeah.
So how did the YouTube thing and wearing gear do that? Because that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let me
missed that part.
Let me ask a question again. All right. So being that we're all mountain bike YouTubers and we have all this gear on us all the time, and some expectation from viewers and from ourselves, has it hindered the fun in any significant way, or has it changed the way you have fun on a ride? What do you think?
I think, I reckon I have had more fun riding with a gimbal, because I feel like I have to push myself sometimes, when you're riding and you've got, okay, this is going to be, people are going to watch us. So I have to appear like a good rider. I have to appear like a good rider. So like, I tend to sometimes push myself past the limits that I can. And, if I go past a jump and I see it and I'm like, oh dude, like I can't miss this. People, I've got to get this in the video. And I'll go back, push up, and hit that jump that I wouldn't maybe not have hit before. Mm-hmm. So I think it's pushed me to ride better and to have more fun, because like that's what this is, isn't it? It's like entertainment. So so I feel like I'm an entertainer. So I've got to add some element of mass fun inside my videos. Mass fun.
Wait, is that a tagline of yours? I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, so hashtag mass fun. Yeah, so like, we just got to make it entertaining and have as much fun, or I've got to have as much fun as possible out on the trail with the camera.
Yeah, and I think I agree with you. I think the pros outweigh the cons of it. Like, there's more batteries and stuff you got to take care of and those sorts of things. But once you get in the rhythm of it, it starts to disappear a little bit. And like, the one thing I was thinking about the other day when I was riding, not in frozen Alberta, was even if my gimbal dies or my GoPro's giving me crap, I'm still on a trail in Sedona riding my bike. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this gimbal and camera on my chest right now and running this channel, because it's opened up so many more doors for riding. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting on my couch surrounded by penguins and polar bears up in Canada. Yeah, watching somebody else do it. So there's definitely drawbacks to all like the logistical side of things, but there's so much good that comes out of it too. And like what you said, Alex, it's all about people. And I've met so many awesome people through this. Like, it's amazing.
I try to like not have it interrupt the ride as much as I can, because obviously you got to stop, change batteries and things like that, make sure the lens is clean, all that stuff. But my one buddy James, like, he sometimes doesn't want to go in front because he knows that if he screws up, I'm totally gonna put it in the video. So, unless of course he says he doesn't want me to, but like it's really good footage if he crashes or something, right? So yeah.
Highlight reels, man. Yeah. You gotta have that.
I put all my crashes in, so
that's why people watch my channel, man. Just watch me bail, I think. Yeah, sweet. All right, good answers
for me too.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead.
For me, I was gonna say I think it changes more. Like the most it changes is before and after the ride. It's like you guys said, more prep, and more. When I get back, I'm immediately like dumping all the footage and starting to recharge batteries and whatnot. And I do think that it definitely affects, like you were saying, like I think it has an effect on people riding with me sometimes, and I try to be aware of that because I know some people are. More of the like, let's go. And, if I have to stop and check my lens and my battery all the time, like that affects them. And, I try to keep it so that they're like, whoever I'm riding with is aware of this and like, keep going. Don't wait for me, that sort of thing. But for me personally, like say I'm going on a solo ride, the fact that I'm filming doesn't change a damn thing. And if it did, I wouldn't do this because the ride is just too sacred to me. It is not worth it. If I wasn't able to be myself and like go out and experience the ride just the way I normally would, like, lucky for me, I love all the stuff. Like I already do all the things where like I stop and I session things. Like I stop and I play around in the woods. The more time I'm out there, the better. So, as far as that's concerned, the ride and filming it, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And luckily we have a community that embraces all of us, our individual personalities and whatnot. And we've all gotten our foot in the door as being ourselves. And I think everyone here is exactly the same in real life as they are on the camera. So I think we're all fortunate for that aspect, for that reason. And that not much has to change. So
yeah, it's true. I do find there's a fair amount of camera courage going on, like what Wayne was saying. There's some stuff that I just wouldn't be hitting unless I had a camera strapped to my chest for sure.
So Tommy, how much camera gear do you guys take up with you? Because I only take like 2 GoPro batteries, and I don't even take spare gimbal batteries. Like the gimbal just lasts so long.
I got like a whole bag of all this stuff.
Yeah, I churn through the batteries like crazy. The gimbal does really well. If it's a full day ride, I might change the batteries once, maybe not.
Yeah.
But GoPros, I'll go through like 5 GoPro batteries for sure.
Yeah, dude, that 4K, shooting at 4K, just like
that's what does it.
Yeah.
Sucks that battery life up. Bad.
So you don't shoot in 4K?
I think I just carried like 13. I think I have 13 GoPro batteries. I just have them like better safe than sorry. Why not? Like
wow.
Yeah, but I've only got, I mean, I've got this plastic bag that the batteries just live in. And I've got like all these GoPro batteries and all these gimbal batteries because, carrying the extra weight isn't nearly as bad as not having them when you need them. Personally, I think, like, because I've had too many times where I get to the top of the climb and all of a sudden, like I was trying to say something and film on the way up, and like now I'm out of batteries and can't even film the downhill. It's like, well, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So like I take like 3 batteries, and that usually 3 GoPro batteries, and that usually lasts because I only use the GoPro when I need it. I don't film like whole climbs and stuff. I'll usually film full descents, and like if there's something interesting that I see on the climb, then I'll film. But like climbing sucks, so I just want to hit the descents, dude.
Tell that to Eric's wife.
I think you're gonna lure on the descents and some more cake. What cake are you giving her? By the way,
there's got to be like cookie cake.
Oh, it's like this French like fancy ass cake. It's really good. Yeah. Okay. But I'm afraid to like bribe her on the descents because like I don't want her to hurt herself. But like on the climb, she can just hammer as hard as she can. She's not gonna hurt herself. So
I don't know about that, dude.
How do you want to?
Maybe I think you just don't want her to beat you on the descents.
Yeah.
That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
I just feel like he's already set the bar too high. Like, how do you over bribe cake? You'd have to be like, you get pizza and ice cream or something.
Oh yeah.
For the downhill.
Yeah, well, Eric, like back to the batteries thing. Like you have like a weird setup with your gimbal, right? Like you have like hardwired power to your backpack, so you don't have to be changing batteries. So
when I did BC bike race, I had to basically run that gimbal for the whole race because I couldn't stop.
I was wondering how you did that.
Yeah. So I found a battery that I could just put in my backpack, and I soldered it into the contacts of the gimbal.
Really?
And I just plugged it in. It would run all day.
Wow.
And then I just had the GoPro on like quick capture mode, so I could just turn it on and off. Like, all right, I'm about to drop in, do descent, and I just click it on. So it was just one button press, and yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Occasionally it didn't work out, so I actually in one or two stages I went back and like rewrote the stage. And
No way.
I had like a few people commenting. I'm like, oh, it's funny. In the last half of the video, there's nobody else racing you. I'm like, yeah, I kind of rewrote that bit, but yeah,
That's hilarious.
So have you ever sent that gimbal back for like a warranty?
No, it hasn't broken yet.
Probably cannot.
They might not take it back. I hope they're not watching this, actually.
They're always watching. And actually, Eric, you were the one that told me about the quick capture button, like setting it so that when you hit the record button, it turns on the GoPro, and when you hit it again, it turns it off. Man, that saves a massive amount of batteries.
Totally.
Like,
yeah,
huge amount.
Yeah.
When you have the GoPro turned on and not recording, like the sensor is still active and on. So
right.
it's almost as if you're recording and still using the same amount of battery. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good tip, sir. All right. What time are we at? Got about 15 minutes left. Getting there. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna take an audience question actually, real quick. So I'm gonna go and look into the comment section. So if anybody has a question, put it in there right now, having to do with fun on the trail or you know, better ways to have fun.
I got a question for Alex.
Right,
how come you're so fucking stoked all the time? You're so stoked.
Because I'm getting to do what I love for a living, dude. Well, I mean, wouldn't you be insanely stoked?
I'm stoked when I ride, but you're doing a good job, man.
You know, that's actually a really funny question because like people will ask me that, and actually no. So people will meet me in real life, like off bikes. And I'm not like that when I'm off the bike. It's just like riding. I am almost a completely different person when I'm on two wheels. I get out in the woods. I get on the bike. I start letting go of all my stresses. I don't have to worry about like what people are thinking about me. I don't have to worry about what, you know, decisions I did or didn't make that day. It's like everything melts away, and I feel like I get to be the most true me. And apparently the true me is just like super stoked about life. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I'm sure the adrenaline helps a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything that's better than being out in the woods on bikes. So naturally, I'm super stoked on it when I'm there. Yeah. I just, you know, trying to love life every minute of it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, and so somebody in the chat saying, "Oh, you're missing super chats." I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really like watching the chat on this one. It's kind of a different sort of a live stream where we're just kind of like chatting to the other guys on here to put it onto iTunes. But I see one here like, what gear helmet wise is the best? Helmet is like a saddle. It's 100% completely personal to you. You have to find the one that fits your head shape. If he doesn't, it's just not going to work. So that's kind of the only answer for that. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. I saw a question in there. There was just lots of like bike questions all of a sudden, and I can't answer those ones. Somebody asked solo rides or group rides. Which one would you choose? If you had to go ride tomorrow, would you choose a solo ride or a group ride?
I'd go either one. I find solo's good, but group ride, I'm less in my head and I'm more like distracted by everybody around me, and I'll just send stuff a lot easier than if I'm like by myself. So yeah, they're both good.
Nice. Yeah, just lots of more like gear questions going on. How about you, Wayne?
I reckon solo riding for the soul riding, and group riding for the stoke.
I like that. I agree with you. Yeah,
it's like if you surf, you soul surfing. You know, solo ride.
If I've got like a big decision I'm mulling over, solo ride for sure. You know, something like that. If I'm just really amped about doing something fun, group ride.
Totally. Yeah. And if you want to try new things too, if you want to hit different features you haven't bit before, definitely group ride for sure. Yeah. Much more comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. So
and you've also got the guys pushing you, you know, you get towed into certain jumps and stuff. So group riding, if you want to increase your skills, huh?
Yeah, you've got guys to call the ambulance.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Definitely done that.
Take you to the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we started a little early, so we can end a little bit early too. I've got some would you rathers for each one of you guys that I'll read off to. You can answer the question. All right, so we'll start with Eric. Eric, would you rather be able to do the perfect nose wheelie down the entire face of the In-N-Out Burger rock slab in Squamish, or the next time you travel to Cat Island in Japan, you find that you can now control every cat on the island with your mind and have them do it? So nose wheelie down the biggest rock slab out there, or mind control an island filled with thousands of cats?
Is it just that island? One island?
Yes.
And is it just that one time?
For one day.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I did see that Bernie Kerr video where he's nose wheeling down the In-N-Out slab. So I'll take that one. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was sick. And he couldn't do the whole thing either. And I don't blame him because it gets like kind of hairy near the bottom there. That was a crazy rock slab.
But imagine what you could do with the cats.
I know.
Yeah.
Of course, they couldn't leave the island though, so that would be one issue.
Oh, so you can't take over the world in a day type thing.
The shenanigans that could happen on the island with all those cats, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, you could make like a lifetime of kick-ass YouTube footage in one day. You could probably do
billions of views. Yeah.
You could probably have the most successful YouTube channel there ever was.
Cats, build a pyramid now. Yeah. All right. Next, Wayne. Would you rather beat Greg Menard down the World Cup track in Peter Maritzburg, or throw the winning pitch in a cricket match against Australia?
Dude, I'll beat Greg. I don't watch cricket. I'm not a cricket fan at all. I don't even watch much rugby. But beat Greg Menard. Easy. Dude,
right,
that is actually. I'll do that next week. If I ride with him, I'll beat him next week in Maritzburg.
That's good. That's good to hear, though, too. That's like me. I'm a Canadian, and I don't watch hockey. So it's a total sin up here, but what can you do? I know. It's crazy. All right, Alex, finishing up with you. After finishing this live stream tonight, if you had a choice to do one of these things, would you rather do the biggest bunny hop of your life or have the best taco of your life?
Right after this live stream?
You just hit done, and then you were able to do one of two things before the night is over. Would you do the biggest bunny hop you will ever do, or have the best taco you will ever have?
I'm feeling the taco.
Yeah.
What kind of time to go for the bunny hop?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing bunny hops all week and all last week. I'm kind of hungry though.
Yeah, you're all hopped up.
I mean, also best taco I've ever had. That is what you said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be so freaking good. So the fact that I can't even fathom how good that would be. I would definitely have to opt for that one.
What kind of taco would it be? Follow-up question.
Oh, now I'm just gonna get hungry. It's not Tuesday. I can't call Seth up and do a Taco Tuesday. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like a pork belly taco, like super flavorful, but simple. I don't want a ton of crap in there. I just want loads of flavor. And then obviously handmade tortillas. Handmade, not too thin, not too thick, probably too
obviously. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. They can't be falling apart because a lot of handmade ones will, but
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good answers, boys. All right. So that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this and for everybody for tuning in. So remember to go and visit and support all the people and the channels that work hard to support the show and are part of this show. I'm going to put all the links in the description after this because I totally forgot to do it beforehand, but all their channel links will be in there. And next week's show is going to be hosted by Dusty Betty, actually. And the topic is going to be riding with your significant other. So that should be pretty cool.
Bribe them with cake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Step one.
He's way ahead of everyone.
So Off Camber, there's a Facebook page for Off Camber. There's also an Instagram page. There's a whole bunch of different ways to keep track of when the next show is going to be. So make sure you go check that out. And subscribe to the Apple iTunes podcast, because that's exactly where this is going to go. Probably tomorrow morning, maybe in the next morning after that. But you can listen to it on there on your drive to work. So this is great. Thanks so much, guys. Why don't you each do your own sort of like sign off, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, it was great to hang with you guys. Live free, ride hard, get stoked. We'll see you. Actually, I'm going live right after this if anyone's interested over on my channel. So right. Little shameless plug.
Single track sampler.
Yeah, right on. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, and by the way, I haven't really ever met you, maybe once other. It was really good to meet both, actually all three of you guys. Seriously.
Yeah,
it's the first time we've ever, we've been we've chatted online, but I've never been face to screen to face with you guys.
Yeah, no, this is great.
Well, hopefully this isn't the first time or the last time.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure we'll meet in person one day.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, well, I'm coming up to the States in September, so hey.
Yeah, we've been talking about that one for a while, Wayne.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Maybe we can share a taco.
I'm down. Oh, not just one taco. Like we can have some tacos,
Yeah, for sure.
I need more than a half.
Yeah. I'm actually keen to see what American tacos taste like. Or
good.
Mexican tacos.
They taste good.
All right, boys, we better stop this before it goes. All right,
yeah,
so
I am so hungry now.
Tacos for everybody. All right, guys.
Eric, where's my cake?
We'll meet up soon.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
All right, bye.
Cheers.